Hello students, this is the first video of our module 1 in CPS subject, and this module 1 it will be consisting of two chapters in it. And first chapter it is mainly dealing with the computer hardware and software parts, and second chapter it is considered only about the basic structures of a C program, basic concepts of a C program. So first, moving on with the first chapter of our first module. So I'm going to explain you about computer generations, computer types, bits, bytes and words, CPU, primary memory, secondary memory, ports and connections, input devices, output devices, computers in a network hardware, software basics and software types. So first I'll be starting with computer generations. So computer generations means how actually the computer started evolving, like how it was in the previous olden days, how the computers were there, and when it was invented first, how the computers looked like, and now what is the difference between the computers. Like it may be the changes might have taken place in terms of like size, or it may be in terms of storage capacity or also processing speed. So based on all these things, we are going to differentiate the computer generations into five different types, and these five different types I'm going to explain you one by one. So first generation computer, it is as you can see in the picture here. So first generation computers were working during the 1940 to 56, and J.P. Eckert and J.W. Mochi invented the first successful computer system, and it was called as ENIAC. ENIAC, it stands for Electronic Numeric Integrator and Calculator. So it is an integrated circuit which will be mainly used for calculation purpose and all, and it is very big in size, and also it made use of the vacuum tubes, and it was very costlier because all these like components which were required for building these computers were very costlier. And also but the main disadvantages was that it was able to store only small amount of information, and it was very having very less efficiency. And punch cards were only used for input, and magnetic drums were used for storing the data there, and large amount of energy was consumed, and heat generated was also very more, and we require AC rooms in order to install all these first generation computers. So now moving on with the second generation computers, as we can see in the picture here, second generation computers were working in between 1956 to 63, and also it was consuming less space when it is compared with the first generation computers, and instead of using vacuum tubes, it was using transistors. And when compared with the first generation computers, it is very much lesser in size and less energy, low cost, better portability, better speed, and calculating data in terms of microseconds. And assembly language and punch cards were used for inputting the data in it, and also a cooling system was required in order to overcome the heat generated during the working hours of this computer system. And constant maintenance was also required, and also it was meant only for the specific purpose. So like for calculating the census in the population of US, they developed the second generation computers in US. So third generation computers, when we are going to see in the picture here, it is more compatible when it is compared with the second generation computers. So third generation computers were working during 1964 to 71, and they mainly used the integrated circuits. And also when it is compared with the second generation computers, they were more cheaper, and they were fast and reliable and smaller in size, and also improves the performance of the computer, and it has big storage capacity when it is compared with the second generation computers. And because ROM and RAM were being used in this type of computers here, and instead of using punch cards, we started using mouse and keyboards here for inputting the data. And they also we started using the operating system for better resource management, and also for the concept of time sharing and multiple programming, and also reduce the computational time from microseconds. That to calculate the processing speed was in microseconds for our second generation computers, whereas for the third generation computers it is in nanoseconds. And disadvantages what we faced here in this third generation are IC chips were difficult to maintain, and highly sophisticated technology was required for manufacturing the IC chips, and also air conditioning was required. Then moving on with the fourth generation, to overcome the drawbacks of the third generation computers, even fourth generation computers were developed during the period of 1971, and they made use of the microprocessors and graphical user interface technology was also used, or it was also developed for more comfortable use of these computer systems. As compared with the third generation computers, they are fastest in computation and small in size, and also heat generated was negligible, and also less maintenance cost was there. And all types of high level languages can be used in this type of computers. And also coming to the disadvantages of this fourth generation computers, the microprocessors design and fabrication was very difficult or complex, and air conditioning is required in many cases due to the presence of this microprocessors, and advanced technology is required to make this microprocessors. And so in order to avoid the drawbacks whatever we have faced from the fourth generation, we started developing the fifth generation computers. And this fifth generation computers, they were mainly based on the artificial intelligence technology. This generation is based on ultra large scale integrated circuit technology, and also it has a following advantages here. It is more reliable and it works faster. It is available in different sizes and unique features. It provides computers with more user friendly interfaces with multimedia features. And it has the disadvantages of it needs very low level language, and we ourselves will be feeling dull when we compare with the fifth generation computers, because it is very fast. And this is the table which shows us how exactly the computer generations, they moved from first generation to the fifth generation, and based on what technologies it is classified into different generations of computers. So main thing what we have here is major innovations. It started from vacuum tubes and it ended with the ultra large scale integrated circuits. And main memory, it started from magnetic drums, then ram rom, then prom, eram, and EPROM, and also we started using the IMM and SIMM. External storages were punch cards, but now we are going with the modified magnetic and optical discs. Input and output devices were punch cards and papers. Now we are going to use keyboard pointer, pointing devices, scanners, and printers and monitors. Everything we are using now. Languages were low level language and machine level language, which was used in the first generation, but now we are going with the artificial intelligence and high level languages. Operating systems are no operating system was used in the previous first generation computers. Later we started using the operating system. Now it has moved to the graphical user interface based operating systems we can use in our computer systems. And also size, it was very large when it is compared with the first generation computers. Now we can find it in the smallest units, like it may be a pocket PC or it may be the laptop, notebook. So all these are very much lesser size when it is compared with the first generation computers. And as of now, the sixth generation computers are also in progress. So they are also mainly based on the artificial technology. They can also think like us, they can also walk like us, they can also hear like us, they can also see, and they can make the decisions on their own. So and also the feature which is included in this is it is programless computers, and everything will be done virtually, and it is very faster when it is compared with the fifth generation computers. And we are waiting for these type of computers till now. And it may be in the form of a pen, or it may be in the form of a watch. It may be very 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 minimum size. And that's all about the sixth generation computers and generation of computers in our syllabus. Thank you.